So before we begin this one, I just got to start by saying, I really thought the end of this movie was just dinosaur, and then it wasn't until the very end of the movie when Dumpy says, "Dinosaurs!" that I realized it wasn't dinosaur. Oh, man, that pretty much tells you what my reading level is at. So you also guys are going to hate me again for saying this, but this is another personal favorite of mine. I saw this one when I was super young, had it on VHS, and then I saw it again on TV multiple times around Christmas time with Godzilla and all those great Harryhausen movies. And yeah, this just became a favorite of mine. Almost like a holiday movie, if you will. Dinosaurus seemed like a pretty appropriate movie to do this season after all. You know, finding dinosaurs at the bottom of the ocean and bringing them back to life? Sure, why not? Sounds like a good story to me. This is a 1960 sci-fi movie directed by Irvin Yaworth and was released on June 24th. Right away we get the title screen. Jumping right into it today. Honestly, not sure if I'd want to be billed as a Neanderthal, but hey, seems to work out for Greg. We settle on an island where they're constructing what looks to be some kind of harbor. We get 4 of our main characters right here. Here we have Ward Ramsey as Bart, the guy who's kind of running the show and the lead foreman. We meet Chuck, played by Paul Lukather, who has done a ton of work with video games and cartoons over the years. I did not know that till I looked him up. Then we got Wayne Treadway as Dumpy. Going to be using his soundbite quite a bit in this one. And then on the side of his truck there, we got Stowaway Julio, played by Alan Roberts. You can already tell he's too young to be here, but hey, he just is anyways. Kid has a love for trucks, I can't blame him. I think we all at that age went through that big monster truck, excavator kind of phase. Bart tells him he's going to get in a lot of trouble if his guardian, Hacker, catches him there. We get the vibe that Hacker is a dick. And trust me, he's going to continually prove that to us. Chuck signals to Bart that there's a small boat coming in, which is bad news for the lady in the boat because they're going to start blasting to make room to build more stuff, so she's about to go sky high up in the air. They try to flag her down and tell her to get out of the way, but hey, she thinks they're just waving her in to come on over. Bart hops in a boat to try and get her. Luckily, she misses one of the charges that blows up right next to her, but she drops a container full of goodies for all the workers, which she jumps in right after. This is Betty, played by Kristen Hansen. How the hell can she stay down there that long? And how the hell can he go down there that... Oh wait, he came up for air. Okay, he's human, but she's still down there. And she swims right up to the T-Rex and faints underwater. Good thing Bart is there to save her, and... what the f*** is he doing?
Ain't love strange?
Back on the road with Dumpy and Julio, we meet our residential bad guy parent of Julio, Mike Hacker, played by Fred Engelberg. F*** this guy. Hard. So I guess she's okay. He pops over to see Bart to tell him that all this building is disrupting his island. And if you haven't guessed it already, Bart hasn't been getting a lot of help from the locals because, well, again, Hacker's been kind of screwing with him the whole time. Just before they can duke it out, Chuck pops in and lets them know they found 2 was under the water. Bart says, all right, let's pull him up. They pull the beast out of the water using a crane. Not for nothing, but you couldn't pay me to swim down there to hook something up to an extinct dinosaur to bring up from the water. Plus, what the hell to hook it up to? His jaw?
Paper coming, Lou.
The miniatures don't look too bad right here, and the green screen really isn't horrible either. So it starts to get dark, and Bart and Chuck figure, you know what, we gotta have somebody watch these dinosaurs just so nobody messes with them during the night. And guess who they go to? The drunk crew member O'Leary, played by James Logan. Yeah, that's a good guy to have watch your dinosaurs, I suppose. Off to the side, Hacker stumbles across a frozen caveman, who he hides under some brush because a gnarly thunderstorm is coming. Why not take him then? I don't know, but hey, he just leaves him there. He meets up with his thugs, played by Jack Younger and Howard Dayton. We also meet his side chick there named Chica, played by Lucia Blaine. He tells them all about the caveman, and of course he wants to take the caveman around the world and use him as a sideshow, or to sell him to science to make tons of money. Either way, he wants tons of money. Back on the beach, O'Leary is pissed drunk talking to the dinosaurs. This guy might be my favorite character in the movie. Over at the local cantina again, Julio's showing off everyone his favorite dinosaur toys. And I think I had those same ones when I was his age. And Hacker once again shows us he's a dick. He pretty much breaks Julio's toys.
I want to learn a lesson, boy.
I'm listening to please, that's my friend.
And Julio takes off crying. Bart lays down the law to Hacker, and then he goes after Julio. Couple of editing errors here. Timing looks like night, looks like day. That blue filter is not doing it any justice, but hey, we're not gonna cry about that right now. Bart loses Julio, unfortunately, but when he gets back to the cantina, he tells Hacker he's a dick and he's gonna pay for it if anything happens to this kid.
Yeah!
Back on the beach, O'Leary is hammered, but he's having a good time, right? So the dinosaurs are brought back to life using lightning from the storm. Okay, Frankenstein homage. I like that. As our monsters come back to life, O'Leary also happens to meet the caveman. Sorry, Neanderthal, played by Greg Martel. Probably gonna call him the caveman a bunch, but he is, billed as the Neanderthal, so I apologize ahead of time. O'Leary goes to grab dynamite, which is a bit extreme. He runs outside to check on the sleeping dinosaurs again. This scene is actually pretty creepy and freaky for today. That dinosaur in the back freaks me out. Yeah, that was pretty brutal too. The whole island goes to check out the explosion. They find nothing but a crater, and unfortunately, O'Leary's destroyed hat. They think he died in the explosion, but we know different.
Well, what happened to the dinosaurs?
He looked like the big one just up and walked away.
Walked away? How could he walk away if he's dead?
Hacker gets busted looking for his caveman, but he tells everyone that he's looking for the boy.
I better change up alarm.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Right now, the movie is doing a great job of building tension.
The phones are out, Bart.
The overseas phone.
Everything's out.
No power, there's no boat for a couple hours, pretty much no weapons, no radio.
No climate control, no video system, no surveillance, no freezers, no fucking ice cream, no rubbers, no women, no guns. All we got here is shit.
Yeah, no nothing. They're screwed. Bart and Chuck get the game plan of they're going to get everyone on the island together up at the old fortress ruins because it has high, thick walls and there's a moat around it they can fill with gasoline and oil and then light it on fire if the dinosaur gets too close. Betty tells Bart about her mother's home up on the hill and that she's all alone and they have to go get her. Chuck gets the people into a convoy up to the ruins. Bart goes to find Julio and Betty's mom, and Hacker says he's going to go find Julio on his own. Yeah, okay.
How was the boy dressed, Mr. Hacker? I didn't notice.
Don't be so style-conscious, Jasper. We're looking for the caveman, not that brat.
I knew you hadn't changed.
At the same moment, Julio witnesses the T-Rex ripping a car apart. Holy shit, that dinosaur is taking no crap. And you know what's crazy is, no one has ever recreated a scene like this before. Yep, no one got any idea from that. So the Neanderthal's up running around, and he happens to bump into Betty's mom. And that's kind of funny. Julio meets the Brontosaurus, which they become best buddies.
Remember, you're the friendly vegetarian like it says on the cereal box. Hey, you are friendly. We are going to be friends. You and me.
Back at Betty's mom's place, the Neanderthal makes himself at home. We do get some funny scenes here of the man out of time kind of stuff. Chuck and Chica make their way up to the ruins. Still not sure why they bring all the digging equipment, but hey, it's up there just in case they need it now, right? Julio drops by Betty's mom's place. He meets the caveman, and now he has a third friend from the Stone Age. An interesting aspect of this movie is the innocence of Julio trying to explain modern-day stuff to the caveman, and his relationship with the Brontosaurus. He's just a kind kid, and he shows it with this whole dinner scene with the caveman. He's showing his new friend how we do things in the 20th century. Or, this is the 21st, or how they did things back then? Never mind. The fun is ruined by Hacker and his thugs. The caveman shows them who's boss, though. With a pie, of course.
Surprise!
They take off into the jungle with Hacker in hot pursuit. Bart gets to Betty's parents' house and finds the radio completely destroyed. Mr. Caveman, why did you do that? The house is in a pretty state, too, so they radio Chuck with some walkie-talkies they had found, and it turns out Betty's mom is A-OK, and she's up at the ruins. Chuck lets them know that the fortress is shaping up to be a pretty good dope situation. They raid her mom's house for supplies. On the way, they see Julio and the caveman riding on the back of the Brontosaurus.
Bart, it's Julio!
Betty runs after them, and I don't know about you, man, but this kid is having a pretty good night, no?
Yes, run and tell Chuck that.
One of my off-topic thoughts, I wonder if the guy who wrote the story for Dino Riders saw this movie and was like, I have an idea after watching this scene. Unfortunately, the fun is cut short by the T-Rex. The T-Rex goes after Betty and grabs her. But the caveman is there to save her. Good catch. He runs away and takes her to an abandoned mine, guessing he was thinking the T-Rex wouldn't chase them over there. Oh, but they left Julio on the back of the Brontosaurus as it runs away. The caveman gets Betty. So I'm just gonna kind of synopsis this scene really quick. Caveman is hungry and he thinks Betty's hot and she just wants to avoid all that. This is the only scene in the movie that I felt was kind of dragged out and slightly boring. So yeah, let's just move past it.
Okay.
Then we jump right into the Brontosaurus versus T-Rex fight. The caveman runs out to save Julio before he's crushed, and then he runs back into the mine where Betty is, but this time, unfortunately, the T-Rex follows him. And the T-Rex kind of fucked up the Brontosaurus in that last fight. But Hacker isn't also far behind either. Bart and Dumpy hatch a plan to use these Molotov cocktails made by Chica to try to get the T-Rex away from the mine. While they're setting this up, somehow Hacker gets in the mine via a rope. Oh, forgot to mention, his two thugs took off and bailed on him because they were like, yeah, giant lizards really aren't our thing.
I don't want the money, boss.
It's too late for that now, Jasper.
I'm sorry, boss. I quit.
Jasper, come back here!
Now see, you yellow coward, I'll kill you!
Once inside, Hacker reveals his evil plan to make the caveman into a sideshow. And then the caveman goes all hero again, but Hacker shoots him.
He's just a nice kind. Leave him alone!
And he says, you know what, Julio? You're my way out of this cave. I'm gonna let the T-Rex go after you. Bart and Dumpy use the cocktails to light the beast's mouth on fire, and they hit it in the eyes. Unfortunately, in the monster's blind rage, actually fortunately, let me re-say that, there's a cave-in, and Hacker is crushed. Good fucking riddance, too, to that dick. The caveman holds up a joist so the others can get out just in time. Again, this guy is a hero. Unfortunately, he does not make it out, and he dies in the cave-in. And then at the same exact time, the poor Brontosaurus falls into the quicksand and he dies. You know what? I didn't give Serizawa or Ben Peterson an honorable death mention, so I think it's about time we did. So this is a special salute to all those that have died on this show so others can live. R.I.P. Back up the fortress, Bart and the others make it there, and Chuck has it ready to go for anything. Once the T-Rex appears, the show is on.
He's here! Sound the alarm! Dinosaurs!
They light the gas in the moat, and then Bart goes just straight up Ripley on his ass.
I love you! I can't hear you.
That part right there kind of reminded me of something else.
I love you.
Fuck off.
Again, no one has ever done anything like this or tried to do this again throughout movie history ever. Bart is able to knock the monster off the cliff and into the water below.
Hadouken!
We end with our character standing over the cliff and explaining to Julio that the dinosaurs and the caveman just don't belong in this day and age. But is it dead? I mean, it lived nearly 3 million years underwater, so... question mark ending. I like it. We don't know if it's over, but for now it is. The end. I really like this one. Kinda short, but there's no real drag to it minus Betty and the caveman and the mine scene. But the rest is awesome. Hacker is a fucking huge ball bat flaming shit, and that's why you love to hate him. Bart kind of seems like he'd be better off in a war movie. He's kind of got that stone cold look to him, but hey, I think he did a pretty good job in this movie. The stop motion, the puppets are definitely dated, but that's half the fun of this movie. The actors are all really good, and it's got that 50s humor to it, that cheesy dialogue, and the kind of funny everybody laughs moments. Not as bad as The Blob, but yeah, it's in that. But overall, I definitely recommend this one. Grab some beers and some pizzas and enjoy.
Dinosaurs!
Maybe I didn't use that enough and I should have used it more.